Hello everyone, and this is the second war of Season 26 where we matched GT40. And this is a bit of a mismatch because they're over 400 war rating higher than us, and we're only Platinum 2 and they're a consistent Master Alliance. So it's a bit of an unfair one. But, it is what it is. We're going to try our hardest. The first fight here we have is Dr. Doom versus Rank 3 Venom on Vigorous Assault and Arc Overload. So at the start I'm looking for an intercept. Boom, I hit it. That's perfect. A little heavy for the stagger to prevent any future buffs. Then I go for a little bit of a shallow intercept. Venom's first medium it has quite a long reach. So with Jabari Panther, Domino, you can do the same thing where you can dex it out and then light attack, which completely just boom, intercept. So other than that, it's not too hard of a fight as long as you control his power. As you can see, I'm going for special 3s here. We're already 28 hits in. He's at 69%, so it's going by pretty well. I'm not too worried about this fight at all. Special 3 does quite a bit of damage. Boomy's at 54%. It's a pretty simple fight. Other than that, there's nothing really to worry about. Just normal Doom cycle. Alright, next we have Quake versus Masochism Modok. This, in my opinion, it's a pretty good placement because Modok gains random plus 25% increased ability accuracy. And what this does is basically he can purify your concussions and your stun debuffs at a random, so you never know when that's going to happen, so you always got to be prepared. Other than that, it's really not that big of a deal, it's just a bigger Modok. I think he has 170,000 health, rank 3 one. But it's not too bad of a fight. Falcon, Omega would be alright here as well. Alright, third fight up here is a rank 3 Corvus on Strike Counter Fury. And the armor buff, it doesn't do anything to Quake at all because she's never hitting them, so the armor doesn't affect her. The only thing that affects her damage is basically physical resistances, but for this, it's no big deal. Now, the main reason Corvus is here is probably because he hits like a train. So if you build up a bunch of those Furies on Corvus and you mess up, he hits you, you're gonna die. But for me, any Quake fight like this, it's not that big of a deal. As you can see, he's already at 11%. It's a minute 25 in. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, now my fourth fight here is the Power Snack Doom. This is a pretty common placement, but it's not too hard. So the main issue with Doom here is once you trigger a buff, he's going to place a shock on you. And once he places a shock on you, he's going to heavy attack you, placing a stagger. And when you dex again, that stagger is going to turn into a shock again, and then you're going to die. So the best way to shut off Power Snack here is the same way you do Spike. Build up to about 4 to 7 on the Aftershock scale, so that you'll get either a shorter stun or no stun at all. And then you want to dex while the concussion debuff is active, so that cancels out the Power Snack. And just don't drop heavy. If you don't drop heavy, you're going to be fine. And once he goes below 50%, he's going to heal because AAR is preventing the power gain. The two issues on this fight for Quake is if there was a long shot and a Mysterio. Both of those have increased ability accuracy or are immune to ability accuracy. So Quake will probably die to those fights. And it's not a good safe matchup for her. Instead, send a torch or magic. Alright, my fifth fight here is Gulk on Footloose, Force of Will, and Kinetic Transference. Now, the main reason Gulk is here is because he's a Quake Trap. Since he's immune to ability accuracy because of Force of Will, Quake's damage is a passive effect, so it's going to constantly trigger Face Me, healing 70% of all damage taken. But KT1 and a few others have done it with Quake, but it's still quite risky, and I don't recommend it. Here I'm going to be using Doom, who's a fantastic option. In my opinion, Doom is probably the best option here, besides She-Hulk, who's also excellent. With Doom, the game plan is heavy attack. Make sure you keep those staggers up for when he's using a special to nullify them. You can see there he nullified the Unstoppable and Evade. Interacting with MD, this will push you, gaining new power. As you can see, at 18 hits, I already got an L3. And, Doom, his L3 hits like a train. So once you get the first L3, you started the cycle, and you're going to be good. All you need to really watch out for this fight is you don't mess up. I did mess up once in this fight, but thankfully Resist saved me, and with his Resist, it basically did no damage to me, so no big deal. And just always make sure you have that stagger up when he's using a special. As you will see soon, right there, I messed up, but Resist saved me. Alright, my next fight here, we have a Rage Immortal Hulk, and this is with Quake. This fight, it's not hard at all. Hulk's really easy to follow his animations, so it's not that hard. It's just a long fight, because you only do 7.5% per Aftershock, because the Rage node is not affected by any form of ability accuracy. So it's just a longer fight, not very hard. Quake's easily the best option here. Alright, next we have Doom versus Arcus on Power Focus 2 and Aggression Prowess. So for this fight, I was a bit nervous, so I wanted to use my invulnerability boost just because. And as you can see at the start, I instantly tank a special 1 perfect. So I was like, okay, I can only tank 1 special 3 now, so I gotta be really careful here. And since my Doom isn't duped, he's not gonna be stealing the power gains. So that was a bit of an issue. One of the issues with Doom versus Arcus is his power steal, any kind of power modification abilities suffer 85% less potency. But even though that happens, Doom is just going to be hitting like a train. He's not going to worry about any cold snap, and he can control the power somewhat well. You can see the L3 does a massive amount of damage, so I really don't need to worry about it. So just doing the normal Doom cycle, special 1, nullifying all those power gains. Almost at a special 2 again. And you can see Arcus, boom, he's already, bam, and he's just done. Doom is just a monster. Alright, next here we have a Strife on Ebb and Flow Intercept, Crumbling Armor, and Redoubled Determination. So I'm using Torch here. Get the Intercept off at the start. He is a metal defender, and GT40 is running Bulwark, so the indestructible can be a little bit annoying. But since most of Strife's attacks are energy based, it's not that hard of a fight. The protection comes back on, I go for an intercept, hit it again. Uh, Light backdrafts are really safe here. It's just a really easy fight. You can see 30 seconds in, he's already at 50% health left. It's not that big of a deal. Just wait out the indestructible, play it slow, and you're gonna win. It's not that hard of a fight. A torch is definitely the best option here. And since above 10 temperature, Torch can't miss the the invisibility cloak. It doesn't mean anything to Torch. You can see already less than a minute and he's dead. Alright, so here we have Quake versus a Rage Silver Centurion. Now, I really didn't know how to fight this guy. I used Magneto for him in the Cavalier Event Quest, so I have no idea how to fight him. So I was like, you know what, I'll just Quake him. So as you can see, this guy's not running any willpower, mainly for Warlock fights, I'm guessing. So it's not that hard of a fight. Just not really long either, since he's not running willpower. Even with Rage, it's not that big of a deal. His animations are pretty easy to follow. So just pay attention to his animations, you'll be fine. Or if you look at Quake, pay attention to her. This is my second last fight of the war, and I'm feeling pretty good here. I've fought in a total of 9 rank 3s this war, and I didn't die, so that was awesome. Alright, my final fight here is against the Hazard Shift Thing Mini. As you'll see at the start, I make a bit of an error. Honestly, I'm really not sure what happens here. I get backed into the wall, and I didn't use my heavy, so I got hit twice. Thankfully, it was only a 2-hit combo, else that could have gone bad. I really don't know what happened there. But anyways, this is just, it's a normal stun immune thing fight. It's not that hard. He was a lot harder here when Stubborn was out, but with Bulwark and Protect, it's just so easy to Quake him. All of these fights are easily Quakeable. And overall, with this war, I felt really good. Like I said before, I had 9 rank 3s and 1 rank 2, so that was 10 fights total, 1/5 of the map. I didn't expect to really solo all these fights, but I'm trying to go for a deathless season. That'd be really nice. And, this war was, like, proving to me that I'm like, oh yeah, I can really do this. A lot of these fights with Quake, I just sped them up to 2x because I know Quake fights are kind of boring. And, I might do some more war videos later. I've been really enjoying war, getting back into it. That's nice. So, if you want me to do more war videos, I'll be happy to do that. Just comment. Thank you for watching this video. Please share and subscribe if you liked it.